Round kickoff is coming up next, right here on the Flash Broadcast Network.
Good.
Our head referee is Margaret.
Point is all that separates the Western New York Flash and the Houston Dash in the NWSL standings. With national team players having returned to their respective sides, the point is all that separates the one point is all. One point is all that separates the Western New York Flash and the Houston Dash in the NWSL standings. With national team players good evening. New York Flash and the Houston Dash in the NWSL standings. With national team players having returned to their respective sides, the race for playoff positioning is heating up. NWSL soccer is next on the Flash Broadcast Network. Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to Sahlen Stadium. I'm Joe Giuliano along with Andy Evenhouse sitting in for Mike Kerms tonight as the Western New York Flash play host to the Houston Dash, second meeting of the season between the two clubs. Andy, welcome. Thanks for sitting in for Mike tonight.
Good to be here and again get another view of the stadium. Doing a little bit different tonight, but we'll see what we can do, and we'll have another good day with Houston in town.
It's been a tremendous summer for women's soccer. As you all know, the national team winning the World Cup in 2015. Those players have returned to their clubs. We saw it last week with Sky Blue. Rampone scored a goal, as a matter of fact, in that 3-3 tie against the Flash. Tonight, it's a former member of the Flash and a superstar from the World Cup in 2015. Carly Lloyd, she's your profile for Houston.
Number 10, Carly Lloyd. What can you say about her? U.S. international, megastar, former Flash player. She's got it all. One of my favorite players to ever interview, and she's definitely going to be the highlight of the night tonight.
She had some interesting words to mention about the Western New York Flash and her time here. We'll talk about that throughout the broadcast tonight. But Carly Lloyd back wearing number 10 for the opposing team tonight. For the Western New York Flash, well, they've brought in a newcomer, and she makes an immediate impact last week in her first game.
Michelle Heyman, number 23, going to be playing forward. I think that's what the Flash needed. They needed that power forward up front. They needed a target to go to, freeing up Lynn Williams, freeing up Jasmine Spencer and our other forwards to get a little more loose and actually be that target and then distribute to the other players.
The NWSL Player of the Week, Michelle Heyman. That's your player profiles for tonight's game between the Western New York Flash and the Houston Dash. Stick around. Kickoff is coming up next right here on the Flash Broadcast Network.
Good.
Sahlen Stadium, Houston Dash, and the Western New York Flash ready for kickoff. Joe Giuliano along with Andy Evenhouse as Houston in the light blue tops with the white shorts and light blue socks against the Western New York Flash in the all red. The Dash will have the kickoff, and this is a big one as far as the standings are concerned. 1 point separating these two clubs. We'll get your starting lineups momentarily here as kickoff is underway. Here's Lloyd. Knocked off the ball. Ayinde gets her first touch, the Nigerian international making her debut with the Western New York Flash. Now sent forward out of that far side. No one there. They'll hold the line. Starting lineups first for Houston. McLeod in goal. In the back, it's Cross, Presley, Klingenberg, and Brush. In the midfield, Jackson, Lloyd, Masser, and Henderson. Up top, Ohai and McDonald. Randy Waldrum, the 53-year-old head coach of the 3, 4, and 5 Houston Dash. We'll get you the Flash lineup momentarily. As Mewis picks up possession, streaking in towards the 18. Ayinde, Eddie, shot. Tipped up and over the bar by McLeod. Corner kick coming up for the Flash, who are starting off with D'Angelo in goal. Her 6th appearance of the season. Dahlkemper, Taylor, Engen, and Hinkle in the back. Edwards, Mewis, Ayinde in the midfield. Eddie, Heyman, and Spencer up top for the 4, 5, and 3 Western New York Flash, coached by Aaron Lyons. Margaret Domka is the referee, assisted by Adrian McDonald and Democratis Peshalidis, and Steve Montanino is the 4th. Here's the corner kick. And a good grab there by the Canadian international McLeod.
Nice to see that first corner kick. The versatile Elizabeth Eddy running up front early this afternoon, or into the evening now, getting that to be caused, getting the early kick in for the Flash.
McLeod, a good kick downfield, headed onto the foot of Lloyd. Into space, and D'Angelo, the 22-year-old, will come off her line. For D'Angelo, 8 goals against, 15 saves coming into the match. Hinkle's long ball looking for Heyman, the NWSL Player of the Week, the Australian international. Here's Heyman. Still with it, good ball, top of the 18, the shot. Edwards doesn't get all of it, and McLeod's been under some pressure early on, Andy.
As we talked about in the opening, that's what we needed in that opening target with Michelle Heyman, that long distance run. She knows how to play with back to the net and can then look for the other players to make the dish off, as she did there with Edwards.
Heyman started 2 games in the World Cup, appeared in all 5 of Australia's matches. Here's Eddie. She's done a little bit of everything since joining the club. Edwards onto the near side, Dahlkemper. Klingenberg marking her, gets the foot in there, and the U.S. international, who was really had a coming out party, I thought, at the World Cup, stands up nicely there. Played every minute of every match at the Women's World Cup.
Another former Flash Kling out there doing her thing as usual.
With the steal to Mewis. Eddie, quick touch, looking for Heyman. Leaves it for Spencer. Presley, the former Flash player, knocks it away from Jasmine Spencer. Tony Presley traded for Ashley Nick. Played one game with the Flash this season. Gets the head on it and sends it forward now, looking for McDonald. She can't win it. Taylor. Here's Lloyd. Tripped up by Ayinde. And Lloyd gives her a little bit of a look. Well, Carly Lloyd, outstanding World Cup, and I guess we should mention in the local newspaper, she was critical of the trade that sent her to Houston from Western New York. Wasn't very happy with the move, the way it was handled.
Carly was definitely and wanted to be a fixture here with the Flash. She was very happy here, wanted to be made part of the whole growing of this team. We knew there was going to be a bit of a change, especially with the World Cup year, and she was a little disappointed that she got moved, and she did make the best of what she did, as we saw in the World Cup, though.
Did she ever? A hat trick in the final, a 5-2 win, and now a member of the Houston Dash. And I do miss calling Carly Lloyd scoring goals for the Western New York Flash. Wish her the best here now in her new home with the Houston Dash. An outstanding player. Cross. He's outside of the captain, Masser.
Yeah, I could use that.
Chips into the box. Eddie. She'll work Spencer on the near side. Edwards. Heyman checking back. Turns. Good ball. And Eddie just couldn't get that one to settle.
Looks like the Dash is going to attack the middle of the defensive core of the Flash tonight. Little weak in the second half last week. Things were brought up that possibly could have been done better last week, and definitely it looks like Houston's been looking at some film and going to go right down the middle.
Here's Eddie. Trying to turn the corner, gets the cross, and Klingenberg will mark it out of play. It'll be another corner kick coming up for the Flash. As you mentioned, second half has been a struggle for the Flash. 15 goals given up out of the 21 for the Flash this season have come in half number 2. It's Edwards over to take it. She was one of the players, part of the deal with Carly Lloyd, along with a third-round pick. Edwards delivers into the box, and McLeod makes the save. She's played in 3 Women's World Cups, the 31-year-old. Quickly rolls it outside to McDonald.
It was interesting to see Eddie possibly was going to go over and take that quick corner kick. Edwards typically takes all the corner kicks, so it was interesting to see if they were going to actually do something a little bit different, or if it was just going to be to get that ball back in play quickly.
There's Lloyd, just outside the 18. Taylor, Mewis on her. Good ball across the 6. No one there for Houston, and knocked away by Dahlkemper.
The return of Whitney Eggen also, if you see the difference in the formation, we've got Abby Dahlkemper back on the right on the outside, and could be interesting to see how she comes up and down the line getting into the offensive formation this afternoon.
Driven into the 6, and D'Angelo makes the save. These two teams have played once this season, June 20th at Houston. 2-0 win for the Dash. D'Angelo will put it down, pressured there by Henderson. Down the middle, headed away by Masser. Presley to McDonald. Jordan Jackson knocked off the ball, and that will bring a whistle. A free kick coming up for the Flash. It's McDonald who took the worst of that one. As we look at the replay. Colliding with Hinkle right at midfield.
Nice to see referee Margaret Domke here, our World Cup representative for the United States.
And there goes Andy again with the referees.
I know a few of them.
Because he is one.
Don't tell people that.
There's the U.S. international, Whitney Ingen. Ayinde, Spencer. Puts it through the legs of Klingenberg. The shot, just wide of the post. In the 9th minute, Spencer knocking on the door, and a good look at goal from Jasmine.
And a nice play on decision also by referee Domka. There was a bit of a high connection right there on Spencer. Lets her go through and then still get the shot.
McLeod takes the goal kick for the 1, 2, and 3. Houston dash. And it's headed out of bounds by Mewis. And what a season she's having. 3 goals, 3 assists for Samantha Mewis. Outstanding. As the number 4 pick overall in the NWSL. There's Dahlkemper. Heyman gets up, but no one to play off the flick, and Presley will have time to slow it down and play it back and keep possession for the Dash, coming off a 1-1 draw on Monday against FC Kansas City. Lloyd with a free kick goal in the 45th minute. There's something about that minute that Carly likes this season. Both of her goals in the NWSL coming in the 45th minute.
One of those money players, as they call them.
Yes. If you throw in the World Cup, goals were coming every which way for her.
Midfield was the best.
Edwards into the box, and McLeod will make the save. Outside, picked up by Hinkle. Now Mewis will start the attack once again for Western New York. Heyman is in, she's tripped up. And Brush and Heyman got their feet tangled up just at the top of the 18. No call.
Right call. They just got feet tangled, as you said. Ball down on the ground. Actually, it looked like Heyman actually got a little piece on the back of the ankle of the Dash player.
And we continue to play. In the 11th minute, we are scoreless. The Dash and the Flash. Western New York coming in with 15 points. Houston with 14. Both teams have played 12 games. And valuable points on the line as these sides look to get into that top 4 position. Mewis spinning away from cross. Still with it, Mewis. Onto the near side, Spencer, the one-timer. It's way high and off the mark.
That one just came down.
Yeah, there's a look at the work from Mewis and shows some great physical strength.
Nice close touch there. Nice service. Right across the box. Jazz just getting a little bit underneath and just not getting a good piece of the ball.
12th minute, still scoreless. Western New York will be home on Wednesday, the 29th, against Portland. 7 p.m. kickoff right here at Sahlen Stadium. On Wednesday, Houston will host FC Kansas City at the BBVA Compass Stadium. There's McLeod. Onto the near side. Edwards, strong header, looking for Heyman. Brings it down in the turf. Gets around cross, finds Mewis. Still Mewis, outside to Edwards. One-time shot, or maybe chip from Spencer. No trouble there for McLeod.
Definitely looking at a lot of channeling to the ball there to Samantha Mewis. I don't know if they're going to go through that all night, or they're going to try and pull that and try to have them go and then go to a wide position after that if they're going to try to suck in the defenders.
For Lloyd, goes through her, back into the box. Sabrina D'Angelo will pick it up. The University of South Carolina, the number 21 overall pick, D'Angelo. There's Heyman. There's Edwards, good crowd on hand, still filing in tonight's Flash Dash game. Mewis, dangerous on these runs. She has a shot that's blocked there by Brush. Klingenberg. No one on the end of that one for Houston.
Dash looking to defend early. Most of the teams that seem to come in Sahlen Stadium, taking that defensive posture, possibly coming in for the 1 point. And if you can get on the defense and keep them from putting the ball in the back of the net, they're obviously going to take a point home. But then looking for that comeback, just coming back up the field and looking for that easy, quick goal.
Lloyd comes away with the steal. Lloyd, top of the 18. Couldn't get the shot away, tries it again. Off of Eddie, deflected onto the near side. Off ahead of Presley. Some of you are wondering where the other U.S. international is, Morgan Bryant. She was a scratch for tonight, being told that there was a family emergency for Morgan Bryant, so unable to be in the Houston lineup this evening. th minute and scoreless. Dahlkemper's throw-in. Out of play again, another throw-in coming up for the Flash. Looking for Heyman. Steps in front of Klingenberg. Wins it. Back to Mewis. Looks, serves a driven ball onto the far side. Eddie won't be able to keep that one in play. It'll be a throw-in in the 15th minute for the Houston Dash.
Nice service, a little too narrow. Eddie pulling a little bit too far inside into the box.
Hinkle, anticipation, steals it. Cross takes the pass away, gets it to Presley. Klingenberg. Under pressure, looking for options, goes back to Tony Presley. Looking to get the ball to Lloyd, and it'll be a throw-in coming up here for Houston. McDonald back to Carly Lloyd. Looking for Ohai. Didn't make the run there. Lloyd's fourth appearance on Monday, another second goal. This is number 5 on the season. Last year with the Flash, 8 goals and 5 assists. And she was Miss Everything for Western New York. Outstanding 2 seasons. There's Heyman. Getting it back to Becky Edwards. Engen. Allende, 20 years old, played against the USA in a 1-0 loss at the World Cup for Nigeria. Houston coming back the other way. McDonald. Flag comes up for offsides. As it was Jordan Jackson in behind the Western New York defense. Couple games midweek. Boston fell 2-1 to Chicago, while Seattle defeated Portland 1-0 in front of 21,000 fans at Portland. Unbelievable crowd there for the midweek matchup.
Nice skate for the Thorns coming back, still taking advantage of the World Cup fervor out there.
The World Cup tour will kick off in Pittsburgh on August the 16th. 36,000 tickets already sold for that one. USA against Costa Rica.
In a football stadium.
Yeah,
gotta love
it. Imagine that. Hinkle picked up a goal last week in the 3-3 tie against Sky Blue. It was Spencer, Heyman, and Hinkle with the goals for the Flash. They had a 3-1 lead in that game. Ended up 3-3. Rampone smashing home the equalizer in that one.
2 Flash players getting their opening NWSL goals in that game, so that was nice to see.
Masser dribbles it out of play. Throw-in coming up here for Hinkle. Quickly takes it to Edwards. A muggy night here at Sahlen Stadium. Nothing like they're experiencing in Houston with the heat index into the hundreds, but for upstate New York, a bit on the warm side.
Definitely not used to this here. I thought it might be 40, 45 coming in, that I was going to be outside tonight.
Loose ball picked up by Cross. Now it's Brush to Presley. 19th minute, Houston and Western New York are scoreless. All the way over to the far side, Kalia Ohai. Double team, still working her on one, trying to get around Hinkle. She does. But the end line is what wins out. 19th minute. Western New York, Houston are scoreless. 2 other games tonight in the league. Chicago's at Washington, Boston at Sky Blue. Eddie, touched by Allende, is broken up. Into space now for McDonald. Still McDonald, cuts it back. Back onto her right, the toe poke in front, saved there by D'Angelo.
Jessica McDonald, just dangerous every time she touches the ball. Nice close, keeping the ball close to the feet. Always dangerous every time she's going to touch that ball. And you get movement in front, especially with someone like Carly Lloyd out there. You've always got to be worried when she's in the 18.
Engen goes out to the far side. Brittany Taylor. Hinkle scored that goal on a long distance shot last week against Sky Blue. Lewis trying to get it to Eddie on the far side. Masser will chase it down, the 29-year-old. And play it back to her keeper, Aaron McLeod. On the far side, Lloyd and Mewis battle for it. Mewis will knock it to the middle of the field. Here's Presley. Barely reaches Klingenberg, and it's taken away by Spencer now. Counter for the Flash. Eddie's wide open in the middle. Too late on the service from Spencer. The shot taken from Mewis, and just kept in play by McLeod. If Spencer had just taken her head up a little sooner, Eddie was cutting in and would have had a nice touch on the ball towards goal.
2 extra touches, too many there with Spencer. Eddie making a nice run, taking that cut right through into the 18, was looking for the ball.
Spencer just didn't see her in time. Clouds rolling in here. 40% chance of showers this evening. See if that changes throughout the night. Here's Cross, the 30-year-old. Lloyd, dangerous from distance. Lloyd, still with it, Lloyd. Shot! Up and over the bar. Carly Lloyd in the 22nd minute unleashes a powerful one.
He's probably being tilted 3.
Always doing something with nothing. Just let her get loose, give her a foot, give her an inch. She's going to do something every time you get her let one of those rip, and she's going to see the back of the net quite a few times.
So I guess the story with Carly Lloyd now is anywhere midfield and in, you got a marker.
So
She scares me from about 75 at this point.
What a great goal she scored. And I'm embarrassed to say this, but for that Women's World Cup final, I finally got to my seats around the 16th minute, and I looked at the scoreboard. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I could not believe the scoreline.
It was incredible, almost unbelievable.
Very dark for
I
me.
was shocked. But I'm embarrassed to say I missed the first 16 minutes of that game.
I had thought about going to visit some friends, to go watch the game with a few friends. I decided I'd sit home, watch the game with my wife, and I'm glad I did.
Smart choice. An unbelievable World Cup final led by Carly Lloyd in a historic game. There's Masser. Good step there by Hinkle.
I mean, it's
Out of play. It'll be a throw-in coming up for the Houston Dash. Coming off a tough season in 2014. 5-16-3. Last in the NWSL. They scored 23 goals. That was the fewest in the league. Carly Lloyd knocking on the door again. This one cleared away. Sent forward now to Eddie. Mewis. Engen. Dahlkemper. UCLA product, cuts it back, plays it to Edwards. Sent forward, finds Eddie, cuts around one, Eddie's in, the shot. What a great save from McLeod. Far side of the 18. Mewis. Now Dahlkemper. Crossed into the box and saved by McLeod. There's a look at that last play. Eddie shot and McLeod, great save. Great reaction save.
That is why she's the Canadian national keeper, that's for sure. Full extension on that. And a good inside out there from Eddie on the shot, though.
Great move in a tight space there. Cuts around that defender. And Elizabeth Eddy has just been so versatile. Since joining the club, only her 8th appearance of the season, 2 goals, 2 assists. As Eddie plays a one-touch now to Mewis. And Mewis's pass off the mark, back to McLeod. 25th minute, could be 1-0 Western New York. McLeod standing on her head. Allende. Spencer goes in on a hard challenge, knocks it off of the dash player, Henderson. And it'll be Dahlkemper to throw it into Heyman. Heyman so good with the ball at her feet.
Also good to see Heyman taking multiple positions here tonight. You're not going to look at her and she's not going right down the middle. You don't know where she's going to be every time, and she's giving you multiple options there to go to for the Flash tonight.
Ankle, service into the box. And Klingenberg takes no chances, knocks it out of play for a corner kick. Number 3 for the Western New York Flash.
There's that wicked left foot of Jaylene Hinkle. Nice service again. Just a little wide and causing another corner kick there for the Flash.
Edwards over to take it. Third one of the match. The delivery. Chipped up into the box. Punched away by McLeod. Edwards will try it again. Deflected. Eddie. Edwards. Into the box, up and over everybody. It'll be coming out on we'll say a corner kick.
Little piece off keeper Aaron McLeod.
4th corner kick of the first half for Western New York. Good job to keep the pressure on.
Again, Eddie gets the ball back. Not sure what she's going to do. Dishes off to Edwards and put it into the mixer. Just a little touch there off the keeper's hand.
Eddie and Edwards, they'll try the other side now in the 27th minute. In-swinger. Another corner kick as it's off of the Houston defense. Flash looking to capitalize on these restarts.
Not sure what Houston was looking at that. I'm not sure that the Flash knew. That ball seemed to drop right out of the air.
It dipped. Edwards, another low dipping ball headed away by Cross. The dash coming forward. Oh, high on a sprint, won't get the ball. Taken back by Whitney Engen. Up and over everyone. And just a few moments ago, we were talking about Heyman and fancy footwork. Well, if there's a substitute made tonight and it's number 21, Lady Andrade, what an acquisition she is for the Western New York Flash. Hopefully we'll see her tonight.
I heard she's pretty good. Just watching her in practice during the week, it was nice to see. Just got cleared by the Colombians and is now part of the Flash, and she's going to be a fantastic addition here to this team.
Just dynamite foot skills. The 23-year-old Colombian. Hopefully we'll see some of her action tonight. Restart played short to Taylor. 29th minute and scoreless. Sahlen Stadium, Joe Giuliano, along with the one and the only Andy Evenhouse.
People thank God for that every day.
Mr. Everything, whether it's here or at the sports park. He does a good job settling that tough pass. It's it to Edwards, Yinde, Dahlkemper, Heyman. Oh, good move. Gets around high. Heyman still with it. Still Heyman. The shot at the near post. McLeod is there to make the save.
She does like that near post shot. She likes to catch the goalkeepers off guard. Almost pulled that last week.
And look at the start there. Oh, high first, and then against a U.S. international, she goes one way, ball goes the other, whoop. Good work there from Heyman, the NWSL Player of the Week.
She tells me she taught Sam Kerr all she knows. Some of that good-natured Australian locker room fun that they tell me about.
They seem like a very fun-loving group.
Yes, they do. They do have a good time.
And Heyman, beautiful bit of work there in the 30th minute. There's Presley, Klingenberg. Back to McLeod. Brush. Houston very slow, very deliberate here. Taking their time. Work it out of the back, look for the perfect opportunity to go forward. They're the visiting team, no urgency to attack on their behalf. Looking at Henderson in behind the defense, and the Flash will take possession right back.
Henderson played more of a midfield role early on, looking like they're going to try and sneak her through, maybe try and surprise the Flash out of the back. Always another one who's always a great touch on the ball.
There's D'Angelo. The way there by Brush. Eddie. Back to Hinkle. Over Heyman's head. Klingenberg. It's an outside to Brush. Brush, another one of the fun-loving Australians. Joins the dash from Canberra United in the W League of Australia. Good backtracking there by Whitney Engen. Wins it for the Flash. Mewis, Hinkle. Back to Mewis.
I'll get it. I'll get
Eddie.
it because you can stay on the game.
And Mewis
Take it easy up there.
nudges that one over the far sideline. It'll be a throw-in coming up for the Houston Dash.
First day back.
Houston just about
That's still
the
on
500 mark at home,
And
2-2-2. Also 500 with goals for and goals against,
I don't think I
13.
have.
Good bit of work, Spencer and Yinde. Spencer outside to Heyman, 33rd minute. Heyman, Klingenberg on her. Heyman, oh, Yinde not expecting it. Edwards will regroup for Western New York. She'll serve one into the box. Spencer over her head and out of play. Goal kick coming up for the Houston Dash.
Great to see the involvement there by Ayindi as a brand new player too, spending less than a week with the club, getting right involved, high intensity.
And there go the light.
And just like that, in a flash, the lights go out at the stadium.
Why is it that every time I talk, they turn the lights off? Wherever I go.
Oh, so you're used to this kind of treatment.
Oh, I've been DJing weddings where this has happened multiple times.
This one's out of play. I'd like to wish Sydney LaRue a speedy recovery. Had right ankle surgery this week in Kansas City. They're saying she's out for at least 3 months. Saw the picture of her on Twitter.
Somebody running.
Sent her best wishes for a speedy recovery, but looks like she'll be up and at it and going at it once again, hopefully soon.
A few of the national team players getting some nagging injuries taken care of, obviously with Alex Morgan, and also Hope getting looked at.
Peru played in 4 games at the Women's World Cup. Recovering in Kansas City, hopefully watching tonight. Wish her the best. Off of Heyman. And it'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Houston Dash.
Little touch on the end line. Assistant referee Adrian McDonald with the right call. They like when I tell them that.
I think they like to be praised, not criticized.
Well, by
Although I'm going to criticize some of your friends in the officiating business.
are we going to talk Gold Cup?
Yeah.
Oh, why did I know?
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
I'm
just gonna say, I've not been to any of those matches.
Nothing on those.
Speechless. We'll just leave it at that. And foul called on Edwards, climbing up the back of the Houston player
All I'll say is Mexico says thank you.
many times. The PK in the 122nd minute of the quarterfinals.
Should make for an interesting final. Congratulations to the Jamaicans, a fantastic group. The Reggae Boys for years, always been on the cusp of being bigger and better, and I think they may be there now.
This one headed away by Engen. And you could tell their German coach, pretty intense in that matchup against the USA. They're happy to go against Klinsmann.
He likes to get involved.
Yeah, doesn't
He
he?
definitely does.
Speaking of getting involved, it's Heyman who's been good early on. That time defended nicely by Masser. Good hard challenge there, but Jordan Jackson comes away with it. Now McLeod streaking down the far side. Ohai, Henderson, and Lloyd filling the box. Okay, Leah Ohai outside with it now, marked there by Engen. Whitney does a good job to stand her up and play it forward to Eddy. Space and time on the ball. Elizabeth Eddy, the 23-year-old, gets it to Mewis. Now Edwards, little gap here in the middle. Sent outside to Spencer. Spencer one-on-one. Gets around Klingenberg. Top of the 18, no one on the end of it. Jackson. Nowhere with that one. Hinkle picks it up for the Flash. Looks up. Serves into the box. Presley heads it out of danger. Throwing coming up here for the Flash.
Nice read by Hinkle to pick up that ball, get right back in it, make something happen.
Western New York, 3-1-2 at home. Good defending there by Klingenberg. She wins the throw in here for the Houston Dash. Klingenberg held her girls soccer camp in her hometown of Pittsburgh last week. 134 girls.
Very nice.
Tremendous turnout for the World Cup champion.
Say something.
She was honored at a USL game. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the USL team in Pittsburgh.
Good to see the accolades come to these players who've been playing for years, some multiple World Cups, and finally get that victory that they've been thinking about and wanting so badly over the years.
Yeah, and speaking of accolades, you wonder what kind of endorsements and marketing opportunities will come Carly Lloyd's way.
The nice thing is, in a small type niche, in a women's soccer, that's where the girls are going to make their money, and it's good that they have an opportunity to build the league, and by getting better and getting more money, they can be the next step, and they can also promote the next group of people coming behind them to say, this is what you can possibly
Makes you look like the Great Pumpkin.
Now, there's been so much talk if the Women's World Cup is going to jumpstart the professional leagues. It's happened after every
Orange
World
Crush,
Cup. You
baby.
just wonder, what is the secret to
Yeah,
tapping
crush.
into that and keeping it going?
I think they need to look at the different markets, and they have to go where they're already successful. I think Vancouver right off the bat jumps right at us and says Vancouver, Seattle, Portland. The West expansion is probably something that needs, and Houston as well. I don't know if San Antonio be in the mix, but they are talking Atlanta, possibly a team in Florida. You have to be wide enough to cross the entire country, but you also have to have almost that matchup team that can be your paired off team that has a natural rivalry and lessons traveled.
It's like throwing
Yeah, speaking of expansion,
chair
there's
off
been a
the
recent
Titanic.
report out of Orlando He's put the city in the center of recent NWSL news for expanding. MLS side Orlando City, not anything official, but they do have a desire to add a women's pro team. And when your MLS team averages over 34,000 people a game, I think we nailed it in the head. It's successful there. Go that way.
It's interesting to see that their new stadium is looking at about 25,000 not only to be sat though.
Mewis far on the cross, up and over the goal in the 39th minute.
They have talked about many of the more soccer-specific stadiums being built bigger. They're going in with initial plans at 28 and 30,000 and say we're going to go 34. Even before we start building, we're going to expand because of the influx of the talent and the teams and the cities that do want this because they can see it is growing. The people are there. It's just a matter of getting them to the game.
Stay tuned in the offseason for expansion opportunities for the NWSL.
I saw a movie once. They said, build it, they will come. I can't remember what movie it was, but.
Different sport.
Oh, okay.
Picture of Kevin, welcome back.
But, yes, very true. Those words were used.
Welcome back. Great
Taylor
pumpkin.
battling with Ojai on the far side. Just finds a space to cross it into the box. Henderson spins, taken down at the 6, and no call made. The Houston bench up and looking for a call, not going to get it. Oh, Mr. Official, put the hat on.
If nothing else, in this game, there's been consistency. Margaret Domke has let them play, and if you see, she actually backed into our player, in turn, lost her balance. Correct call.
Thank you, sir. Foot of Taylor, and it's going to be corner kick number 1 for the Houston Dash in the 41st minute. It'll be Henderson over to take it, the 25-year-old, coming over in a trade from Kansas City. On the near side, Henderson steps into the delivery, the header, and Spencer heads it off the line. Good positioning there.
She's just all about the headers this year for some reason.
Lloyd flicks it on, and no one there for Houston.
Always good to see the tiny giant come back. That's why the young girls seeing the game have to understand it's 120 by 80, and you play 120 by 80 at all times.
You nailed it on the head too. Spencer is something about the aerial game this year has clicked for her. What a great season she's having. 2 goals, 1 assist. As Allende gets it to Heyman, back to Allende into the 18. Flag comes up. A late flag, but the save made nonetheless by McLeod.
Speed of Allende, just a step ahead. Good call on the line. But nice to get that 1-2 touch early on. Again, brand new player, seeing a little bit of practice time with the Flash, but just nice to get right involved in the play.
42nd minute, Tony Presley. Play back to Presley. Lloyd making a run, Taylor shielding her off and gives D'Angelo a chance to hop on it. She may have landed a bit awkward on her ankle on the hard surface here at Sahlen Stadium.
Good positioning. Again, it's where the ball is. A lot of times you'll be at a game and you'll see people having an interest in saying, well, she's out. It's not basketball. It's always where the positioning of the ball is regarding to any line in soccer.
And Sabrina D'Angelo, you could tell right away the way she landed, very awkward. Chantel Jones up and getting loose just in case. It's the right ankle that appears to be bothering Sabrina D'Angelo.
She turned wrong on it as she was trying to keep herself back and balanced and keep herself in the 18.
Looks like she's okay to shake it off and continue with play. Chantel Jones will return to the bench in the 44th minute. D'Angelo okay. Taylor's long ball forward looking for Spencer. As the flag comes up for offsides once again.
Flash looked to be getting a little bit off. They seem to be going right down the middle a little too much the last few times down. They're getting that extra step because they're going so fast, but instead of taking the ball wide as they have been most of the half, seem to be going right down the middle. I don't know if they've seen something that they think they can take advantage of, but right now it looks like they need to funnel that ball back out wide a little bit more.
Sun breaking through the clouds in the 44th minute. Still scoreless. Lloyd and Taylor battling for it. Out of play off of Carly Lloyd. Andy, we're talking about the women's 10-game victory tour. Pittsburgh, Detroit, Birmingham. How about the friendly confines of Sahlen Stadium? Any talk?
I would love to see that. But right now, Chattanooga is in front of us, so hopefully there's still 6 more spots, and hopefully we'll be one of them. I would like to see them in a few spots, but another option is that they're...
Great Taste has landed. Sahlen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
Your mornings rock.
You think your mornings are crazy? Look who I have to work with every day.
16 years with you, and you're not gorgeous.
But it's fun.
I'm a young guy in my 20s. I live in the city of Rochester, and you usually catch me in the East End between here and here.
A wise man once told me, if it smells like garbage plate, eat it.
Make the switch to the all-new Breakfast Buzz with Spasano and Sandy and all kinds of rock all day on 98.9 The Buzz.
The Radio Press Box with Scott Petoniak and Dan Borello.
As a Bills fan, I don't know about you, Scott. It bothers me because, hey, that's what we're known for. Snow and being obnoxious.
I just don't understand why a person will get totally schnockered to the point, Dan, where the next day they won't even be able to tell you if Jack Kemp or E.J. Manuel is at quarterback.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 7.
Sports sounds better here.
95.7 ESPN.
He said, Amy, you have cancer. And I remember the room kind of getting dark. All I could picture were my children. Nothing else mattered. I understand the immediate need to take the cancer away, but you want to make sure that you're choosing the absolute best group of doctors to do that. If someone you love hears it's cancer, please ask them to spend just one day with us.
Welcome back to Sahlen Stadium after 45 minutes of play. It is 0-0 Western New York and Houston. One change to begin half number 2. It's made by the Houston Dash. Rachel Exxon, the 29-year-old, has come on and replaced Jordan Jackson. Exxon, 11th appearance of the season. That is the only change for either side. There'll be a kickoff for the Western New York Flash. Hope you're enjoying our coverage tonight. I'm Joe Giuliano along with Andy Evenhouse, and hopefully some of our technical difficulties are all cleared up and ready to go here as we begin half number 2.
Interesting to see if Axon is going to come in as just a tactical move. We're going to try for more of an attack with Houston, or if it's just maybe Jackson's legs were out.
Heyman, Edwards to do the honors. Carly Lloyd, a little quiet there in that first half.
Dropped off a little bit in the second half again, as you mentioned. A lot of flying, a lot of time. She's never one to say no to anything. She's in for everything, so it can finally catch up to you, especially when we have a nice humid night like tonight.
She's been on a whirlwind tour the last few weeks, and you wonder if fatigue does start to set in. Flash and Dash are scoreless. Whistle blows, and we're underway with second half action. Hinkle picks up the loose ball, cuts it inside, gets around O'High. She went back outside after working to get that tough inside space. But nonetheless, the Flash will pick up a corner kick, 6th one of the match.
Nice early push by Hinkle right into it just to kick off the second half.
Edwards and Eddie over the ball on the near side corner kick. It's Edwards to deliver. Good ball into the box. Good punch there from McLeod. Taylor chasing it down on the far side. Has some time, looks up. Block there. Taylor back to Dahlkemper. Now all the way back to Sabrina D'Angelo. Five shots for Western New York, 3 for Houston. Corner kicks, 5-1 in favor of the Flash. She should be 6 now with that last one. Masser, the captain, gets the throw in to Henderson, her flick. Cleared away by the Flash. O'High. Taylor knocking it down the middle of the field, looking for Heyman. Heyman almost got away with it. Yinde goes outside. Dahlkemper. Nope, not going to keep it in play. Klingenberg will have a throw in for the Houston Dash. 3 valuable points on the line tonight. It's just 1 point separates these two teams in the 5th and 6th positions of the NWSL standings. This ball came out of play, then back onto the field. It'll be a throw-in for Western New York. If you're just tuning in, Morgan Bryan, the U.S. national team player, the 22-year-old, not in the lineup tonight. A family emergency keeping her out of Randy Waldrom's side. And Brush steps in there hard to knock it up in the air to McDonald. There's Lloyd. Henderson. O'High. Shot from distance. Oh, it's tipped up and over the bar by D'Angelo. Good shot and a good save in the 49th minute.
Had to wait on the read on that, too. The ball almost looked like it started sailing on Sabrina and almost looked like she was going to go up a little bit too early. See, O'High just gets right back, rocks that ball, puts it in a perfect spot. That's in if we don't get a little fingertip action there from D'Angelo.
Corner kick, number 2 for Houston on the far side. Headed away by Dahlkemper. Klingenberg chips it into the box for Lloyd. The header and the goal! Carly Lloyd returns to Western New York and finds one in the 49th minute.
Can't leave Carly wide open that much. That's going to happen every time. See the ball swing across. Nice action by Dahlkemper to clear the ball. We can't get it out. Just a nice, easy ball up in the air. And just the right touch there from Carly Lloyd.
Third goal of the season for Carly Lloyd. The first two have come in the 45th minute, this one in the 49th minute. As her header gets up and over D'Angelo to give Houston a 1-0 lead in the 49th minute.
U.S. connection. Klingenberg to Lloyd.
And for Klingenberg, her first assist of the season. Lloyd's third goal. So the Flash have to crawl back into this one now and fight their way back into the match. Just as we say, fatigue may be settling in, quiet first half. Well, she must have heard us because something sparked her in this early second half.
That seems to happen every time you mention Carly, so we don't want to say too much about her. See everybody up off the bench also for the Flash.
There's Axon. Intercepted by Hinkle. Eddie now back to Hinkle. Eddie and Masser battle for it. Good step there by Rachel Axon, the 29-year-old. He's also played in Norway and Brazil. There's Eddie. Heyman. Looking to play the 1-2, but Masters will let that roll out of play. Goal kick.
What we don't want to see from the Flash is them overplay. We're down a goal. Take your time. Work the ball through. Play your game. You'll get the goal. But you can't try and push and get right back into this game. If it happens, it does. But you can't overplay and push the ball where it doesn't belong.
I think that's one of the best applauses that a visiting team player has gotten after scoring a goal against the Flash. A very familiar face, though.
There's a few of those around the league. People really love the people that have come through here, though. They really do.
And some good ones. Henderson tries to cut it around. Edwards can't. They both shove at one another. Henderson comes back, goes down, but Eddie comes away with the ball. Allende. Dahlkemper crossing midfield, 52nd minute. The Dash with a 1-0 lead. Allende outside to Dahlkemper. Chips into the box. Oh, high. Gets the flick on it. Eddie will try the service again. Spencer whiffs on the volley. Carried away by Cross. McDonald looking for Lloyd. Poked away by Edwards. Now Hinkle. Almost lost possession there, but nice calm pass to Engen. Heyman. Mewis. Still Mewis. Shot with the left foot. No trouble there for McLeod. Throws it out to Klingenberg. Exxon, a bad giveaway. Mewis gets it forward. Heyman, one-on-one with Brush. Defensive help coming back, slowing her down. Brush, good job to poke it away. And Presley knocks it out of danger. Hinkle pressured by Lloyd. Lloyd forcing the giveaway. Ohai to Henderson. Heyman tracking back, battling for it. Or it's Edwards, I'm sorry. And Edwards, a dangerous play as Henderson playing the ball on the ground. Quick restart. Heyman, top of the 18 into the box. Heyman, the toe poke. Whistle blows though. Referee calling the handball on Michelle Heyman. There's a look at it.
Perfect call. Handling, she drew the ball in to her body as she goes up. Definitely pulls the ball to herself. Let's just say Heyman getting loose again up front, but we're not having enough support in the back.
Masser looking for Lloyd. Collides with Allende. McDonald picks up the loose ball. Fires! It's up and over the goal. Houston, early bits of the second half, applying pressure. It was McDonald looking for her 6th of the season.
See McDonald coming from the back. Again, played to the whistle, possibly a foul, but she's let it go all game. You have continuity on the field, and McDonald was smart enough to continue on through the ball and get that shot.
Shot was up and over by the 30-year-old, coming over in a trade from the Portland Thorns. Had 11 goals last season, an outstanding year for Jessica McDonald. Lewis, out of Hinkle. This one will stay in play with Heyman. She'll play on. Spencer to Mewis, the shot blocked. Eddie, Allende. The long shot is off the mark, and a goal kick coming up here for the Houston Dash, who are 1, 2, and 3 away from home. Looking for, again, the valuable 3 points that we've talked about. 1 point separating these two clubs. Klingenberg overlapping on the far side. Goes outside. McDonald. Still McDonald, good bit of work. Klingenberg shot. It's above the goal, but Houston again coming forward, knocking on the door.
McDonald a little inside out there on Dahlkamper, getting the ball right in between. Nice little dish off, and we have a nice shot by Megan Klingenberg just over the bar.
56th minute, if you're just tuning in, Carly Lloyd with a goal in the 49th, a header that got up and over D'Angelo. Klingenberg with the assist. And we stand at 1-0 right now for the Dash. Lloyd, good touch forward for Henderson. Works it to Ohio. Corner of the 18. Hinkle stands her up, wins the ball back for Western New York. Now Eddie. Edwards. Mewis. Spencer, one-on-one with Klingenberg. Doesn't get all that shot, knocked away. Cross has it now to Klingenberg. Back to Presley. And her clearance goes out of bounds. Quick throw and taken to Heyman. Klingenberg stands her up and does a good job to salvage what would have been a corner kick and turns it into a throw-in instead.
Nice for the young kids again to see that type of hustle. You know the ball could be out. The worst you can do is get out there, try and play it out wide, give them a throw when you don't want to give up that corner kick.
Into the box for Heyman. Presley on her back. Flag comes up, out of play. Goal kick coming up here for the Houston Dash. Well, Western New York, again, second half goals have been a trouble point all season long. 4 minutes into this half, they give up another one.
Time and time again, just can't seem to come out of the locker room in the second half and use what you've had coming out of the first half, the energy. You've got your lead or you've got your build-up, and it just doesn't seem to be there for the start of the second half. It's almost every game with the Flash.
Ohio turning on the Jets into the 18, and Hinkle got a piece of it. Ohio wanted to pass back to the keeper. Won't get it, but a good foot race there between Hinkle and Ohio.
Jaylene showing the speed again. Nice that she could get back and get a little touch. Again, you're not going to get that call back to the keeper in that situation as he's trying to play the ball. It's not a deliberate pass back to your goalie.
Spencer coming forward now. Still Spencer, the left-footed shot. No trouble there for McLeod.
About 20 yards out on the shot, a left footer. Easily picked up by McLeod.
Cross looking for Lloyd, a little too far for her reach. Dahlkemper will pick up a throw in here for Western New York. Gets it to Spencer. Allende's pass intercepted. Henderson. Masser. Looking. Chips forward for Ojai. Good ball from Masser. Ojai, the service, a low one on the ground. Collision in front. Lloyd shot. Good block. And a goal-saving effort from Abby Dahlkemper. Lloyd denied goal number 2.
Defense getting caught up a little bit. It was possible close on the offside on the initial cross, but they played through and they just look like they're possibly pushing up looking for that goal. And again, this is the spot where you're up or you're down 1-0, where you have to come back and get that goal. You need to get back in the game, and you have to sometimes take those chances, but that's not the opportunity where it can happen.
Lloyd almost got her second of the evening. Dahlkemper getting in behind to help out Sabrina D'Angelo. This is played back to McLeod. And we are just seconds away from witnessing the debut of the Colombian international Lady Andrade. She will get ready to check in. Lloyd, top of the 18, the touch, still Lloyd, and D'Angelo gets there first. Carly Lloyd getting in the rhythm of this game here in half number 2.
Something disjointed in the back end here. Allende playing very deep in her midfield role and almost seeming to get in the way of Taylor and Engen at this point.
D'Angelo's going to push everybody up. We're in the 61st minute. The Flash trailing the Dash by a score of 1-0. Lloyd with the only goal. This one goes outside Dahlkemper, who kept one out of the net a few seconds ago. Henderson works through the traffic, gets it to Brush. Looking for Lloyd. Taylor chasing her down. One-time cross. Engen gets the clearance till Taylor can't get a foot on it. Finally does. The Dash continuing to pressure though with Masser. Lloyd back to Ojai. Still looking. Lays it back to Lloyd, avoids the first challenge, goes down. Contact from Edwards. Lloyd may have won a call there.
7.5, 7.5, and an 8.
There's a look at the replay. She did step on her foot, but Lloyd saw she wasn't going to win the ball and said, oh, let me go down. And the professional experience there, winning it. Change now in the 63rd minute. Elizabeth Eddy comes off, and it's the debut for the 23-year-old Colombian Lady Andrade. Scored 2 goals at the Women's World Cup. You want to talk about beautiful footwork, you're going to see it with her. Flash have to defend here. And not a good opportunity taken there by McDonald.
The Flash just having issues in that, in the middle of the back. Not sure if there's just not reading together, if Taylor had been used to playing with Dahlkemper, with Engen coming back, just not being able to read each other's movements, but we're just seeing Houston get way too open. 6 to 8 yards out.
Throwing here for Hinkle. And for Edwards. Andrade gets the header on it. Take back though to Masser. And Brush. Goes to Presley outside to Klingenberg. 64th minute. Will we see some magic from Lady Andrade?
It looks like she's going to take an outside left position here to start off with. Hopefully get her feeling right in and get used to where she wants to be. Pick up again, less than a week with the flash.
Hinkle with the interception. In the box, no one there but Cross. McDonald. Nudged off the ball there by Brittany Taylor. Throwing here from Masser. Presley. Far side, good ball for Klingenberg, and the flag will come up for offsides though. In the 65th minute. Flash have made one change. Houston, one change as well. Here's D'Angelo. Allende. Mewis. Double teamed. Gets away from the pressure outside to Dahlkemper. Heyman on the far side. Cutting it back for Dahlkemper. Now Heyman to Allende. Allende, the shot, cleared away there by Brush. Picked up by Henderson. Sent forward for Lloyd. Quick little touch to Ohai. Knocked off the ball, and they're going to call Mewis for the foul. As there is a flash player down, it looks like it's
Allende is down outside
Holly
the 18.
Allende. Not sure if it's a cramp or her knee that. I think it's a calf cramp. Calling for the trainer to come on. Allende, the 20-year-old Nigerian international. Looks like it's her left calf that's bothering her as players will come over to the sideline, take on some water. And
nice cut across the 18. Got a decent shot there with Allende. I don't know if she pulled something coming through.
It's a chance for both teams to kind of get the troops over to the side and regroup and finalize some things and put some finishing touches on their tactical systems. Allende is up. Gets a round of applause from the fans here at Sahlen Stadium. There's a look at that last shot.
Still not seeing enough width right now with the flash. As they come across to the 18, placement of your players, they may be overplaying again. Everybody seems to be going to the 6. Everybody wants to get involved, but the problem with that is that you now are converging. Their defense is coming in. You've got everybody there, and you're trying to get a ball through 8 people and a goalie.
So Allende will have to come off after being seen by the trainer. It'll be a restart for Presley in the Houston Dash. As we take a look at Carly Lloyd, the goal scorer, back in the 49th minute. It's Presley now on the ball.
Houston definitely more in an attack mode as they came out. As soon as they got the goal, they were looking for goal number 2. Not going to wait, not going to sit on that 1-goal lead tonight.
Well, they wasted no time applying the pressure here in half number 2. 4 minutes in, getting a goal from Lloyd, but then a few more opportunities coming their way as well. Mewis battles with Ohai, gets it out to Hinkle. Lady Andrade. On the near side, Andrade. Knocked away by Brush. Doesn't even give her a chance to set up and show off some of that beautiful footwork. There's Lady Andrade to Hinkle. Driven into the box for Heyman. Heyman on her right. Gets tripped up. Referee had the whistle up, and then I think she pulled it away. I thought the whistle came up to her mouth, and then she pulled it down. No call made. Lloyd coming back the other way. She'll go outside to Henderson. Henderson pressured by Dahlkemper, looking for an angle. Plays it back to Axon. Serves it into the box. Headed away there by Hinkle. Oh, high. To Masser. Masser high, deep cross out of play.
Tough on the angle there for referee Domka.
Let's take a look at that last one, though, Andy. I'm sorry to cut you off, but here's Heyman working in the box. And watch the referee as well. Watch her right hand. You can't see there, but her right hand kind of came up.
The left leg of the dash player definitely did get under Heyman. But going back to the consistency of the game, she has let that go all through the game. So, in that thought, she did have a thought of it. But again, consistency definitely ruling her game today and her calls today, and let the ball play through.
Andrade, a little flash there of some footwork. It's out of play in the 70th minute. 1-0, Houston still leading this one. We'll be back on the air Wednesday night, July 29th, as Portland comes to town. 7 p.m. kickoff right here on the Flash Broadcast Network. Hope you're enjoying our coverage tonight. Andy Evenhouse sitting in for Mike Kerms. Are you with us on Wednesday as well?
I don't believe so. But it's only Saturday.
That's right, who knows?
You get that call Tuesday, you better be ready. It's Wednesday morning, you definitely got to be ready to go. Rumors are be here somewhere in the stadium.
All right. We're looking for you. Good work from Henderson. Now Lloyd. Tried to lay it off there, but Edwards knocks it out of play in the 71st minute. Quick throw in taken to Henderson. Cross. Klingenberg. No one on the end of that pass. Flash will come away with it. Mewis. Good ball forward. Heyman's on sides. Oh, the flag comes up. Offsides called on Heyman.
Assistant referee Jim Paschalidis, right on the call. Had it spotted. Had to wait to see who the ball was going to go through. Judged Heyman to be in an offside position at the time of the play. Possibly waiting to see if Spencer was going to make a run on the ball because she was in a good position.
Restart coming up for Houston. It is going to be Tony Presley to chip one forward. Flicked on, looking for Lloyd. Brings it down. Lloyd. McDonald. Now Ohio. Masser with space, overlapping, wide open. Low driven cross in the 6, diving to make the save is D'Angelo.
Nice posture there by D'Angelo, getting right around the ball, taking it down to the ground, not letting the ball go.
Here's Edwards coming forward now, right down the middle of the defense. Good backtracking from Ohio. Cross will work it to Masser. Edwards takes it away from Axon. Gets it to Heyman. Slipped and taken down. This is Brush who's called for the foul.
A little too much on the ball again. I think they're letting themselves do too much of the work and let the ball do the work. They've got open players. Again, Edwards, a nice run down the middle, but 2-3 touches too many when they've got people that can go and do something in the space. They're too narrow.
Restart here for the Flash. Mewis and Edwards over the ball.
This is Mewis' spot.
It's a good distance out. Mewis might be thinking about a shot along with Edwards. 3 in the wall for Houston. Edwards will stay with the play here. Flash trailing 1-0 in the 74th minute. Mewis. And a set piece by design didn't go the way they had planned. Maybe McLeod to make the easy save.
I think a little too obvious there with Mewis. If Mewis is going to take that shot, it's going to be a right shot. And I think Houston was all set for that, and they had it played out right.
Hinkle knocked off the ball. Lloyd comes in. Allende wins it for the Flash, though. Outside to Klingenberg. Axon back to Tony Presley, the former Flash player. Now Brush, the 26-year-old. To Cross. Taken back by Heyman. Allende. Spencer. Shot right at the keeper. And it quickly rolled out to Ojai. Here's Henderson. Plays it back to Masser. Lloyd. Nice stick there by Mewis. Still Mewis. Heyman is in. The shot saved again by McLeod. Andrade. Can't get that one to sit.
Nice save by McLeod. Perfect just for Heyman even to get in, to get to that ball. See the speed there from Michelle Heyman. But another perfect move by McLeod, just playing the angles correctly.
And you know, talk about McLeod. She's been outstanding tonight. Big saves, first half and second half.
Just all over it. Just definitely all attention on the ball, all attention on angles. It's all about that in the keeper position.
76th minute, McLeod keeping the door slammed shut. There's Ojai now coming the other way for Houston. Tough angle, chips it up and over the goal.
Just looking to counterattack at this point. Under 15 minutes left in the game. Houston's not going to push for too much. They don't want to get beat in the back, but they do look like they're a little off in their passing. The one touch is not there. They're taking the extra step as the Flash has been doing, and they're losing the ball.
Allende pressured there. Knocks it off the Houston player. Subs available for the Flash still. Include Ashley Nick, Joya, Edmonds, Hamilton, and Fields. Spencer. Allende is up and way off the mark for Houston. They do list Morgan Bryan as a sub, but again, she has been scratched due to a family emergency. Tiffany McCarty, Bianca Henninger, and Camila as subs left for Randy Waldrum's Houston Dash.
Fields and Edmonds both coming off injuries probably are only going to see action if in a desperation type situation. We've only got 3. They're probably not going to see the field tonight.
Hinkle and Ojai. Ojai comes away with it. Plays it to Lloyd, leaves it there. The shot right at D'Angelo off of McLeod's foot.
Ojai on that right side in the second half just seems to have Hinkle's number in the last 15 minutes.
She's been good. The 78th minute. On the near side and out of play. There'll be a throw-in coming back the other way for the Houston Dash. Final meeting of the regular season between these two teams.
Now here's a situation where it looks like they're trying to funnel the ball to Heyman at all costs at this point, where they're now just almost playing more of a zone against Heyman, not putting that second player that they had to early in the first half, because it's almost a giveaway that the Flash are going to push the ball to Michelle Heyman.
There's Carly Lloyd. Into the box. The shot. Good save there from D'Angelo, denying Henderson.
Again, perfect positioning by your keeper. Sabrina coming out, playing the ball correctly, getting down. You can't put it through the people.
Corner kick on the far side coming up for the Dash. We'll have a change also momentarily. It's going to be Kristen Edmonds coming on at the next stoppage. Ojai Outside, Henderson is offsides. Flag comes up. And it looks like Edmonds will replace Hale Ayinde. So the debut for the 20-year-old Nigerian comes to an end in the 79th minute. Edmonds will come on after an ankle injury to make her 9th appearance of the season.
Very nice intensity. Good play, though, by Ayinde in her opening performance here with the Flash. And apparently we're at that spot in the second half where we need to have a little bit of a push and a little bit of a spark here with Kristen Edmonds.
D'Angelo will get this back into play in the 80th minute. Driven downfield. Heyman flicks it forward for Spencer. Spencer looking to turn on the Jets, just couldn't get loose. Axon on the far side.
Good hold on the flag. Spencer coming back from an offside position, did not play the ball. So we had play continue.
For McDonald. Edmonds pokes it away. Throw-in coming up for the visitors. We'll go to the bench once again. We'll bring on Tiffany McCarty. It'll be their second change of the game. Good ball from Ewis. Looks up, slots one through to Heyman. Just outside the 18, Heyman settles. Serves a low one for Ewis and broken away at the last second by Masser. Lloyd comes away with it for Houston. Gets away from Dahlkemper, determined to come forward as Carly Lloyd. Still Lloyd. The heavy touch, and Engen just gets enough on it to poke it away. Now McDonald shields off the defender to win a corner kick.
Just amazing work there again with Carly Lloyd coming right down the middle of the field, daring you to come and get her. She's going to beat you.
81st minute, it is Tiffany McCarty coming on for number 19, Nikki Cross. McCarty, her 13th appearance on the season, to go along with 1 goal. And Nikki Cross will come off. Second change of the game made here. Randy Waldron, near side corner kick for Henderson. Steps in. Into the mix, D'Angelo. Snags it out of the air. Quick roll out on the near side for Hinkle. Still Hinkle. Andrade. Not much you could do with that one.
Boy, you just have to lay that ball off. Just let her work her magic, do something, but you can't put it right at the knee level. There's nothing you can do with that ball. Again, they came out so quick and so fast. A lot of adrenaline coming out of the back end, but we didn't have numbers, and there was nothing to show there for the Flash.
Presley clears it away. Henderson to Lloyd. Toe poke forward, looking for McDonald. Knocked away there and played back to D'Angelo. 83rd minute, Flash trailing the dash 1-0. Lloyd with the goal in the 49th minute. Masser off of her head, throwing for Western New York. Hinkle to Andrade. There's Andrade back to Edwards. Outside to Hinkle. Time to serve. Driven ball, deflected in the air. Edmonds on the far side. Gets around one. Looks. And a good recovery there by McCarty. And a corner kick coming up for the Flash. 6th one of the game in the 83rd minute.
Nice energy by Edmonds coming off the bench. Making something happen there. Bringing on another corner kick there for Becky.
Well, Becky's had 6 cracks at these corners. Time to put a good one in the mix now. There's the delivery. Mewis is there. Heyman as well. Rolls out of the 18, Heyman. And a back heel pass for Hinkle. Lloyd comes in hard. Hinkle gets away from her. Andrade for Taylor. Poked away by the defense of Houston.
They are packing the box with 11.
Whitney Engen. She'll look. She'll go for a long one into the 18. Edwards, the shot, it's up and over the goal on the volley. She had time to settle, to take a look, and it's off the frame.
Rare at that point you have that much time. Becky Edwards probably didn't think she'd have that much of an option to put that ball down and get a nice strike, but she did put the ball in the right position just a little bit. Should have waited about a half a second later and might have had a better shot there on the frame.
84th minute, Edwards. A good chance there. No go. Here's Engen. Played 11 games last season with the Flash. Or with Houston, I'm sorry. Before coming to the Flash. Edwards. Out to Edmonds. Andrade. Klingenberg gets back defensively. 7th corner kick coming up for Western New York. On the far side, it's Becky Edwards to take it. Edwards 2 goals, 3 assists this season. Part of the Carly Lloyd package with the Houston Dash. Here's Edwards' delivery. And McLeod, so smooth, very calm and cool.
Just up there every time. Just the set pieces just are not coming together for the Flash this evening. That ball needs to be about 5-6 yards farther out.
There's Edmonds on the far side with some time, plays it back to D'Angelo. D'Angelo out to Hinkle. For Mewis. Chips it into the box. And that's going to go up and over the goal.
A little different set from there. Mewis making that run on the outside, on the left, maybe trying to switch things up a little bit, catch Houston off guard. Looked like she was trying to put the ball in about the 6-yard line, look for someone, but sort of in the middle of a pass and a shot.
There's Brittany Taylor. Andrade. Back to Engen. Pass intercepted, taken away momentarily by Andrade. And her left-footed shot, nothing on that one. It'll be easily saved there by McLeod. Heyman starting to cramp up as well here in the 87th minute. And she is back on her feet. Axon taking no chances. She'll boot it downfield in the 88th minute. Engen's long ball looking for Spencer. Knocked away by Presley, who's been strong and steady. There's the third change now coming up here for the Houston Dash. Camila Pereira, who goes by Camila, will be coming on and replacing Henderson.
This substitution for the Houston Dash.
Third and final sub for Randy Waldrum.
Replacing number
88th minute.
Henderson. Substitution in the 88th minute.
So for Camila, 6th appearance for the 20-year-old Brazilian, who was first seen at the Under-20 World Cup by Randy Waldrum. Has big plans for the youngster. She's on the ball now. Taken off of her by Hinkle into the box, up and through everybody. Goal kick coming up here for Houston. Flash want a corner. Referees discuss it and go the other way.
Not sure what they were looking at there. I didn't see anything. We do have another substitution on the way.
Jara Shoot Joya. The third and final change for the Western New York Flash in the 89th minute. She'll replace Spencer for Joya. Her 5th appearance of the season. The international from Cameroon.
Had a great World Cup, I thought. Fresh legs for a final push here in the last 3 for the Flash.
Replacing number 15, Jasmine Spencer.
All right, this is it. Subs are made for both sides. We're in the 90th minute.
Fans, as a reminder, the clock will stop at the 90
Joya gets the flick on it to Heyman.
kept on the field.
Camila. Looking for Lloyd. Foot race there. Hinkle will get there. Lloyd slows her down for a second. Hinkle comes away with it. Second chance to clear it. And this one is still in play. Masser taken off the ball by Andrade. Andrade and Masser challenge for that one. Masser plays it back to her keeper. They're going to call Andrade for the foul as Masser goes down on the turf.
Andrade had a nice push coming through. Masser, nice recovery to get back. A little bit of a touch, a little bit of an elbow to the back. Number 30, we do have a foul coming out.
Masser is up and okay. We're going to have 4 minutes of stoppage time. 4 minutes.
There will be 4 minutes. 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Flash looking to get a late equalizer here. Lewis. Dahlkemper. Joya. Still Joya. Andrade. Andrade, some fancy footwork there. Still with it, top of the 18. Right-footed shot, diving save from McLeod. Good bit of soccer.
Erin McLeod with her impersonation of Supergirl. Coming, I believe, to the Fox Network this fall.
And Andrade with Wonder Woman.
Yes, exactly. Nice little touch with the footwork again. Wow. Just full extension, nice dive. That is how they practice it, and that's how it's in the highlight reel.
Corner kick in stoppage time. It's Edwards to take it. It's a good delivery. Andrade was winding up for it. I think Mewis came in and got the head on it instead.
I'd say right now, Erin McLeod is definitely player of the game.
Been outstanding.
Finally putting a set piece together there for the Flash.
McLeod yet to pick up a shutout on the season. Looking for her first here tonight. As Camila coming downfield, chips it forward for Ojai. Flag comes up for offsides. Approaching midway point of the 4 minutes of stoppage time. There's Taylor. Shots 10-9 in favor of the Flash. Joya. Heyman. Little chip. Punched away by McLeod. Corner kick number 9 coming up here for the Flash. And I agree, McLeod has been player of the match.
He is just all over it. Great command of the box. She's got her defenders where she wants them, and she's playing all of the angles.
Edwards, busy night on the corners. 9-3 in favor of Western New York. They'll get to do it again. Here's the delivery. Into the box. Dahlkemper, her shot is up and over the goal. Just couldn't get that one to sit.
Just a little lean back. Nice spot. McLeod not going to get that if it's about a foot dropping.
Coming into tonight, these teams have played 4 times, the Dash winning 3 of them. Flash picking up 1 win, no ties between these 2 clubs. Edwards, it's the header, out of play. Kemper, who comes in with a little knock from behind, knocking Lloyd down. No one here for Houston. Masser to take it. McDonald. It's away from Hinkle and Edwards. She'll just eat up time in the corner. No, she won't. She'll try to make a play out of it. And hustles back to win it, though, for Houston. McCarty. Top of the 18. Oh, high shot. High and off the mark. And we are quickly approaching the final whistle with the Dash holding on to a 1-0 lead. It was Lloyd in the 49th minute. She goes down. Ball's played forward. Joya still with it. Outside. Edmonds. In the box, Edmonds crosses. The shot, what a kick save from McLeod, robbing Mewis. Wow. Unbelievable McLeod tonight. Unbelievable and unbeatable. Andrade. Shot, she gets jammed on the shot. Two big saves for McLeod in stoppage time. This one honestly could be 4-1 Western New York.
Easily. And that one I will say, I thought we had a fall. But again, consistently called across the board. Very nicely done.
And that will bring this one to a close. After 90-plus minutes, the Houston Dash won, the Western New York Flash nothing. And it was the Erin McLeod show tonight.
She was just spectacular, kept the Dash in the game from the opening seconds of the game, and just definitely will be player of the game tonight.
Well, with the result now, the Flash go to 4-6-3, the Dash 4-4-5. But more importantly, they now have 17 points, jumping 2 points ahead of the Western New York Flash into that 5th spot right now. Well, Andy, your final thoughts on the match tonight?
Well, definitely should have taken at least a point out of today. We can't keep losing your open spots here. They've shown that they are having issues on the road. They need to keep as many points at home as possible. And again, another spot I think they had. And with people right behind you, you can't let them jump ahead of you. You're losing another spot. You have to, number one, catch Kansas City. You need to catch Washington, and you can't let people jump you.
Well, the Flash fall at home tonight to the Dash, 1-0. Be back at it again on Wednesday against the Portland Thorns, 7 p.m. right here at Sahlen Stadium. For our entire production crew and our color commentator, Andy Evenhouse, I'm Joe Giuliano saying so long from Sahlen Stadium.